I talk about your childhood. You've talked about it before, but it was rough, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
at 10 years old, you were like doing heroin and things like that.
12.
12 years old.
I was smoking weed at 10.
Did you have anybody really guiding you, or?
Well, you know what? That was the thing. It was like my grandmother and grandfather, they had, I think, 11, 12 kids. My Uncle Gilbert was the last one. So they were kind of burned out on kids. My dad pulled me away from my mom, my real mom, at 3. And then he needed a mom for me. So he married this Alice, who was a great lady, but just didn't really,
Know how to parent?
Yeah, well, didn't like kids.
Oh, shit, that's even worse.
so we just didn't gel well. And so me and Gilbert, my uncle, he was, I'll give you an example. Okay. You go to your mom, it's on the phone, and you go, Mom. Yeah, go ahead. And keep talking, right? And yeah, okay, you interrupted her. So what? You go to your dad, right? He's on, do it. Dad, hey, listen, talking to my boss.
No one's paying attention to you.
It's just that they don't have time. Now, I could go to my uncle, Gilbert. He'd be on the phone. And I go, hey, Gilbert. Yeah, hold on. What do you want? And we'd talk, whatever.
He was the only one.
Only one. And so, because everybody else, my Uncle Rudy, who I adored, right? But he was going to college. So he was always, and then all my other uncles were working. My family, we were growing up in the 50s. So women were secondary and they didn't work. Men worked. In my family, we would have like a party, a family party. And the guys would all be out there drinking beer. And hey, Art, you want a beer? Oh, wait, hold on. Hey, Bonnie, can Art have a beer? Because she worked. So it was humiliating for your wife to work. And that's the way I grew up. So, if you liked a caveman, you were a girl, you might have liked me. But Gilbert was like completely different. All these other guys were construction and hard and hated their boss and were angry. And Gilbert was always dressed to the nines, but I didn't know he was dealing weed, And
wow. So you really had one person that would listen to you. That's the funny thing.
And you know what? I can remember when we lived in Burbank, 29 East Palm, Burbank, the 5 freeway goes right over it right now. And I can remember my grandfather had a 1936 Dodge. It was in the 50s, I think. And I was 7, 8. The clock didn't work. My grandfather would go to sleep. Me and Gilbert would take off in the Dodge. And he had a bowl of sensemilla, marijuana, right?
Yeah.
A big bowl of it. And he would pull up to a house and give a whistle. They'd come out, give me 2, and he would roll 2 joints, and he'd give them, he'd get the money. And my job was to count the songs because the radio worked. So my grandfather would be asleep for about 2 hours. So I would count the songs, which were about 3 minutes, 3 songs, 9 minutes. That's 10 minutes. And 4 songs.
Knowing how much time you had.
Knowing how much time we had. That was my job. I didn't know it. I didn't know he was selling weed.
Wow.
I was just glad to be there.
That's so visual. That's so visual. That's like a movie.
I was just glad to be there. And then they turned me on to grass. I was about 8.
And then grass led to other things.
Then I smoked grass from 8 to 12. And then 12, I caught Gilbert shooting heroin. And so I threatened to snitch if he didn't give me some. So I didn't even know what it was.